السلام عليكم جميعا وشكرا لان انتم مستمرين معانا الى اخر وقت. شكرا لحضوركم، وطبعا بشكر دكتور سامي سعد، دكتور سامي عبد الصمد، دكتوره عزه فكري على الدعوه الكريمه، ومبسوطه اني وسط الزملاء الافاضل. My talk will be under the title of a new leap in the pelvic floor rehabilitation technology modernization insights. وهيكون المين focus on the industrial revolution or the technology updates that we are facing nowadays. You know, we are in which phase right now? In which revolution phase right now? Are you aware about? No. We are in the fifth industry revolution, which is mainly relying on the combination between the human and the internet collaboration, because the fourth one, which is the previous one, was mainly on the internet, but they realized that the human is very important in the contribution of this revolution. That's why the contribution between the two aspects or the two sides is very important for more updating and technology. And the main feature of this technology updates is, of course, the artificial intelligence and visual virtual reality and the big data and the Internet of Things. All of these terms we have to be aware about because it's already embedded in different aspects of our life and, of course, of the healthcare. So, women's health and technology revolution, how the technology revolution can contribute to the women's health rehabilitation. I'll go quickly because of the time limit. It's according to different evidence-based or different researches applied in the women's health. We found that 4 studies included in the VR technology to reduce anxiety for pregnant women, 4 studies for decreasing delivery pain, and 1 study only for exercising training during pregnancy. As you can see here, it's an immersive virtual reality to encourage the involvement of females in exercises during pregnancy with no excuses, the time limits, all of these excuses are not there because of this visibility. So regarding the pelvic floor rehabilitation in a specific or in relation to the topic of today, it's relying on which is called abdominal pelvic cavity concept. As the pelvic floor is not a solely acting exercise, it's one component of other 4 components that they are working together to control the intra-abdominal pressure and contribute in different functions like continence function, like the breathing, like the back stability, like the abdominal stability. As you can see here, the 4 compartments, the diaphragm above, the pelvic diaphragm below, the abdominal from anterior, and the back muscles from posterior. And actually, this concept started very early, since 2001, by pioneer researchers who are Spaceford and Hodges in 2001. And we have many contributions from researchers. Myself and my colleague also contributed in this concept. We published a paper in 2013 and published a book in 2016 in relation to this concept of abdominal pelvic cavity. So what is the main concept or the theory below this one? For the abdominal and pelvic floor muscles, they are connected together as the transversus abdominis muscle inserted in the superficial perineal layer. So when the abdominal muscles contracts, it will drag the pelvic floor with it and indirectly will activate the contraction of pelvic floor muscles. In addition, the fascia itself, which is called transversalis fascia, which is going or running starting from the diaphragm down to the abdominal wall and going to the pelvic floor, all together are connected through the fascia. So there are different connections between these compartments, and when compartment contract, it will attract the other compartments with it. So regarding the pelvic floor involvement in the technology with relying on the concept of abdominal pelvic cavity, the VR or virtual reality played a very important role, or interesting, I can say, role in activating this pelvic floor. And it has another advantage, which is immersive environment for the females and increasing the adherence and compliance of pelvic floor exercises, which is a main obstacle in the pelvic floor rehabilitation. We have studies already applied in 2015 on different populations like nulliparous and postmenopausal women in the VR, like the Wii or the pressure sensors platform to sit on it and make pelvic movements, not pelvic floor exercise, pelvic movements, including the abdominal contraction, and they found increasing of pelvic floor muscles, strength and endurance with decreasing of the symptoms of urinary incontinence. Another research applied in 2016, and they compared between the VR and the gym ball, and they found no difference between these two protocols in applying of pelvic floor and the strength of pelvic floor muscles, except for the VR, it has a significant increase in pelvic floor endurance. But this highlights a very important point that if we don't have this technology in our facility, we can apply it with a very simple tool to have it in our facility. Of course, these are the models of plays or games that can be applied in the VR. This is another one to apply for the VR and co-activation between the pelvic floor and abdominal muscle. And they have interesting results actually, because when they measured the pelvic floor strength after this program of activation of abdominal muscles, not the pelvic floor, they have significant increase of pelvic floor muscle strength. But the Versa didn't achieve, which is in other words that the activation of pelvic floor muscles does not reflect on the abdominal. That's why we started the rehabilitation of pelvic floor with contraction of abdominal, not the pelvic floor itself. This is an interesting point because they applied in the education. So they used the VR in educating the students how to apply the pelvic floor exercise, and compared between the conventional method and the VR method. They found regarding the practical one with the VR group scored higher in comparison to the conventional group, but going to the theory part, there was no difference between them. I want to take you to another direction, which is a tele-rehabilitation. This is another updated application in the medicine in different specialty actually. So we started to apply it in pelvic floor rehabilitation because it's very convenient, it's low cost, of course with some restriction of availability of the internet and mobile data. We started to apply it here in women because Egyptian women, to verify the visibility of application of tele-rehabilitation among Egyptian females who are complaining from stress urinary incontinence. And we applied on 124 females. We already sent them 2 questionnaires, UDI-6 and pelvic floor impact inventory questionnaire, to answer it over the social media platforms. Then we asked them to go face-to-face and assess their pelvic floor muscle strength through the pereniometer. And actually we found a negative relationship or correlation between these 2 questionnaires and the assessment through pereniometer, which means that every time the questionnaire is higher, with higher scores, which is reflecting that they are complaining from stress urinary incontinence, at the same time they have low scores over the pereniometer, which also reflect weakness in their pelvic floor muscles. And this means there is consistency between the face-to-face examination and the questioning, the answering of the questionnaire on online pathways, which is reflecting that this model is acceptable among our community and we can use it. The next step will be application of exercises through the tele-rehabilitation or telemedicine, and this is the next step we'll apply in our project. I'll finish with the take-home message. Pelvic floor exercise, of course, it's the first line cornerstone in treatment of pelvic floor disorders with different details. I only took a pick, only a small pick today regarding the VR. AI and technology development can be used in activating pelvic floor muscles, and this is a fixed, actually, a fixed point I'm recommending every time in my presentations to do more controlled, accurate studies to be able to disseminate our results. Thank you so much.